Welcome back, everybody, to episode 27. I know it for sure because there's a big old sign that says episode 27 of the Burchalations podcast, man. We are back with another video up on YouTube. Pretty soon, we're going to end up being on audio and stuff like that, so like Spotify, all that good stuff. So just be on the lookout for all the updates and looking at all the good stuff. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, all our social media stuff, where you can find the clips for anyone that has the attention span of a goldfish or a chicken sandwich. So, yeah, go look at that there. But without further ado, man, we have one returning guest.
Hey, guys.
And
Grayson.
He brought his girl here. So I think this will be a good one. And, yeah. But, yeah, man. How about we just kick it off like this? We'll let y'all introduce yourselves, and we'll take it from there. You know, you can say your name. Let's see what you do, what you like. I don't know. Body count. I don't know. You want to keep this PG. So
yeah. Okay. What's up? My name is Analyses. I'm kind of from Cookville. I live in Cookville now. I'm going to school. So yeah, I saw your face. I'm from Cookville. I get it.
Nah, I'm just. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Is it though?
No,
to me, it
like,
is.
it's fine. I'm here to change that stereotype. Like I'll work it.
Start one person at a time.
Well, an exception to the stereotype doesn't mean you're changing it.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you know Justin. He'll be quick to say that.
Yep, there are exceptions to every rule, but the exception it doesn't make the rule.
I got you. All right.
I thought your nose was bleeding for a second. You good?
No,
My
should
bad.
be okay.
All right, cool. Your nose. I was like, yo, you good? Like, you be working too hard, man.
Yes, it's issue. Why you start us off?
It's all right, man. Better now than ever.
Was there a mirror here? I was watching Dakota and Liv's podcast, but was there
There was a mirror
here?
right there.
Yeah, because I could see his girlfriend sitting in the chair the
and
entire time.
that was not planned. I promise that was not planned.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, oh my gosh.
That's
But
cool.
that's fine.
Y'all didn't know it until you were editing it, did you?
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. But no, that's cool. But yeah. All right. Well, before I get into the first question, you know, what have you heard about so-called girls from Cookville? What is that all about? Because I mean, I thought it was kind of like an inside joke. It's, for some guys, it really ain't.
Well,
And
when you talk about it on a podcast that streams to everybody, it's like not as much of an inside joke. It's like I heard about it from y'all. Like it's an inside joke until y'all like put it out.
I don't know. I would never consider it an inside joke. It was just kind of like an understood thing that women from Cookville are.
you know, be outside. Let's just say that. They be outside. So
Y'all are like pulling from a very specific part of Cookville. Y'all are pulling women from Rev and then associating that with Cookville because that's like all you know.
Yeah,
about
that's
Cookville.
Who's y'all?
that is true.
Is it me by
Oh.
association?
Justin,
Am I just guilty by
You
association?
live on the soapbox of Cookville women.
I do no such thing.
Yeah, you're a liar.
I do no such thing.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't see anything in Cookville except for Tech and Revolver.
Yeah.
Other than that, maybe there's like a couple high schools here and there, but they say it's there's like a lot to do there.
There's not.
There's no high school like Cookville.
No, there's high schools.
There's nothing to do.
There's nothing to do though.
Okay.
I hang around good people from Cookville, so
I do too.
yeah. So yeah. So I don't have any problems with them, me personally. That's just me though.
Oh well, we'll start.
Unless they owe me money.
Unless they owe you money.
Unless they owe me money, then we got a problem. So far, they're doing so good. So far, so good.
What do you think about guys that like claim that they have ops out here? You don't know what I think.
Most of
You go to Cahoots.
most of the time they lie. Most of the time they be lying.
They just
me personally-
they just owe people money. That's what it is.
Yeah, me personally, I could never take pride for having ops. Now haters, yeah, I might have that, but ops, no. I try to stay away from that as much as possible.
Yeah.
I try to avoid physical confrontation as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like, can we fight? Probably, but like, I don't want to get hit in the face. To
Yeah,
prove
like,
that
do I
can
really
fight.
feel like fighting them? No, not really.
No, I don't feel like fighting. Let's just shoot the guy.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm with my lady. I mean,
We ain't got time for that. Especially. If
Oh,
you're-
I got a question for y'all.
okay.
Okay, so if
Oh God.
so, I saw this on Instagram the other day, and I've thought about this question. If you get jumped by like 5 guys, say you're leaving a bar or whatever, and you get jumped, and your girl with you, do you want your girl to jump in and like try and fight the dudes?
No.
I don't want her to jump in. I want her to shoot from a distance.
Right, but you
Or run.
would rather her stay out
Or
and
run.
uninvolved. Right.
Yeah.
Uninvolved in it.
As much, stay away from it as much as possible.
Yeah, because
If your girl get jumped by 5 other girls, are you you know?
Oh no, yeah, I'm punching bitches.
Oh, for sure.
I might have to, I might have to do like a flying kick and hit 2 of them at once simultaneously.
Yeah.
On some like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it'll knock them out cold. But yeah, I take a lot of pride in protecting your lady. And what's the best way how to protect your woman is to make sure that she's not in that situation in the first place.
For sure. But I'm saying like hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah.
Like if I get jumped, I wouldn't want her stepping in. Now,
Yeah,
if she gets jumped. Oh,
yeah. For example, if I got jumped, I would want her to run because I'm trying to mitigate risk.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all. Yeah, it's all about
I don't know if I got
minimizing
jumped,
risk.
would you hop in and try and knock somebody out?
Yeah, would you really like if you saw him getting jumped? Like, what are you doing? You
I hope
trying
not.
to call the cops or
I'm
you?
always like, I would love to know like what my level of physical strength is. So I've always wanted to fight someone. Like just to simply know like how strong I am. So
Just like,
Hey, I
Like,
fully
for that
condone.
reason-
Hey, this.
I would want to. Like, he'll be fine either way. But like, I just want to do it. I just want to fight somebody. So if the opportunity presented itself,
Hey, I'm all in favor. This goes out to Mr. Preston Kemp. If you want to put on boxing gloves and fight her,
whoa.
she'd whoop you. She'd whoop you.
what is happening right now, man?
She'd whoop you. I stand on business.
He stayed on business.
Yeah,
Standing on business is wow. Do you what do you say to that, huh? Maybe someone else, maybe someone that is like maybe
Yeah.
a different
I would
maybe a
say-
different gender.
I'd fight
or-
Preston because I think he's probably like physically stronger, but I think that he would like quit faster.
he's probably feel a little bit more remorse for you just for the fact that he is physically stronger.
Well, not so much that. I just think
I think she'd hit him
I
and
think
he'd
could
be
get-
like for
yeah,
real stunned.
He could get a few good hits on me, but I think I'd keep fighting. I think if I got a good hit on him,
I think you might hit him first. He'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then and then he'll start to take it seriously. He might
Yeah,
break
but see,
some-
the problem is if he beats her in a fight, then he's got to fight me. So
Is he really winning at all?
no,
It's strength in numbers, man.
you might win the fight on the field, but you ain't winning the parking lot brawl.
It's strength in numbers, man. I mean, if I know that I'm fighting a guy, right, his girl can literally hop on my back and be like, "What the?" And then as I try to get her off, the guy's going wait for his time. He going, and then just absolutely just knock my block off.
Yeah, one thing that me and Justin like in public, like we don't fight fair. Like it's never a 1-on-1. Like one person will talk to the guy, kind of like keep him occupied, while one's like behind him, ready to just like.
That's because there's no such thing as a fair fight.
Oh, there's no such thing as a fair street
Whenever,
fight.
yeah, exactly.
You get
Especially-
shot, stabbed,
especially if I don't
hit.
know you.
Open hand smacked.
If I don't know you, then there's definitely no such thing as a fair
Yeah,
fight.
maybe if we know the guy, it'd
Yeah,
probably
if you're one of the boys, all right, you know what, man, we're just gonna settle it 1-on-1. We're gonna be tied again.
You know,
But if I don't
let's
know
box
you,
it out.
if I don't know you, then I'm not playing by the rules.
yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Hey, I'm all for solving things with like physical violence in a controlled way. Like, because when I lived in Florida with a couple of dudes, like especially them, but like you get pissed off at them and you just be like, put on boxing gloves, and you put on boxing gloves and fight. You know, a little 45-second.
Well, you
45
people in
second
Florida are crazy. So,
We were all from Tennessee.
oh, hey, never mind then. Never mind.
Like we all like
I think
that
a
saying,
boxing night with the boys would be fun.
be a nice little video. We should like host like an underground
Fight club.
like a fight club.
Man, why would we do that?
A man and women, and then even like even better, we can be so progressive with it. We can support equality and have men fight women.
Yeah,
That is actually crazy.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, like how y'all, this is like actually happening in like the MMA, the boxing world and stuff, where men go against women and stuff like that. How y'all feel about so-called transformers going into these
Transformers is wild.
this league? He want to press something.
Transformers is absolutely.
I don't know. You talk about it first.
I mean, like, I mean, we are,
Like about like trans people like playing sports. Like
yeah, like Transformers, yeah,
Like men who's transitioned into women and playing in
Yeah.
women's sports.
yeah, you know, Autobots, yeah.
I don't know. I've watched a lot on like that swimmer.
Decepticons is what?
I said I watched a lot like on that swimmer, that female swimmer who like trained hard, and then that trans swimmer is like 237th ranked in the men's, and then came and set records. She talks a lot about like the integrity of women's sports and how that kind of tears that down.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. I watched her a lot, and she's actually done quite a bit. Like, there's a lot of states that now have like are to protect women's sports specifically. So I don't personally agree with it. I think it's. I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and it's like they make that choice, and they expect everybody to make that choice with them. And I think like that's fine. Like, you can make your choice, but like I think there's things you have to understand about that. Like, it's not gonna be, oh, you're gonna make your choice, and then on top of that, do whatever you want, because like other people don't want to make that choice, and I think that they should still be respected for not wanting to make that choice instead of like guilted into not giving you exactly what you want.
Yeah, I think, me personally, I think what these people don't realize is that no one owes them understanding, and and I think that just, well, here's a question that no one asks: how come people who transcend to women to men, how come they don't try to play men's sports?
Because
I think that's a question that we really need to be asking.
Well, because the level of physicality in there.
So
like it's and I'll say this because I've said this for a long time. If a woman has the ability to play in a man's sport, specifically football would be one that we were talking about, because there isn't a women's like separate, like you have men and women's basketball and softball and baseball, but like football is one of the sports where it's kind of that odd one out.
Well, there is.
If a woman has the ability to play football with men, go for it. Like, I am not here to stop you and tell you can't or whatever, but I'm not going to treat you special because you're a woman trying to play a man's sport. You're not going to get special treatment.
Oh, no, you're finna get cooked.
Oh, no.
For sure.
Like
I'll hit you just the same.
I'm not going to head off.
That's called equality, right?
But isn't that like amazing though? How a girl, if she was able to compete with a guy, whether it be in the league of basketball, football, or any of these sports, we're quick to bring her in. But a guy cannot step nowhere near a women's league.
Oh no!
Well, that's because but there's a genetic difference between men and women, and men are built different than women.
Yes.
Like, she is a better soccer player than I am, but I could probably win in soccer because I'm going to be more physical, and I'm just a bigger body and bigger person. Now, will she cook me on a soccer field? Probably. Probably. I'm very uncoordinated.
Heck, but there was a group of 15-year-old boys in high school. They beat the women's. Yep,
team.
they beat the U.S. women's team.
That was hilarious.
My brother brought that up for years. Anytime, we'd be talking about something. Well, did you know that? And he just like bring it up.
And I thought that was pretty hilarious. That kind of proved his point. Yeah. There was this one guy, he was talking about that the best men's basketball the best men's high school basketball team could beat the women's NBA champions.
Yeah, I saw that, and he put $1 million on the line, but I haven't.
Is there a way how I can put everything I own into that game on the men's?
Is there a way?
And it's not saying
like they put on like FanDuel so I can make some cash.
Yeah, because we're not talking bad about the ladies. We're just living in reality.
Yeah, and like it, that's people think because I say that men are more physically gifted when it comes to strength and athleticism, that I'm somehow dissing women, and not me personally, but like, that's like the stereotype. Like if you're going to say women shouldn't, like, I don't think that a trans woman should be fighting in the MMA.
No,
I don't. I think that is a really good way to get somebody seriously hurt and seriously killed. It's already a dangerous sport as it is. Yeah. And you're going to bring somebody who, like, biologically, their muscles are going to be denser than whoever they're fighting, and they're going to pound for pound pack a much better punch.
Oh, yeah.
They shouldn't be fighting. Like, a man who transitioned into a woman should not be fighting another woman.
Oh, for sure.
If she's for it, you're your own person, do what you want. But
I like
go beat the shit out of her.
When we're talking about the the swimmer, I liked how you said she. Yeah, I really like the way I like how you think. All right,
she.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, I'll call you what you want.
Yeah. What difference does it make? I don't think she caught it.
It's just like if it keeps going.
She didn't catch it.
I was like, what do you mean
she didn't catch
going,
it?
Right? Like the transitioned players who are like playing women's sports, they're just going to succeed just because like we said, like it's like a different. They're more like muscular, and then like if we let it keep going, they're always going to succeed above women in these sports just because of that. And then you're just going to have 2 different divisions of men's sports, and it's going to be men and like transition men. Like because like if it keeps going, the more people that play, they're going to be the best of the best, and then none of the women are going to be able to compete because like.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that goes back to equality as well. Equality can never happen in sports at all.
No.
Because if there was true equality, there wouldn't be no WNBA. There would be one basketball league where men and women try out for the teams, and
and if you want to win, you're going to pick all men.
Unless the girl is just like built like that,
And
unless she's different like that.
If they're like,
she gotta be.
I'm not saying that there aren't women in the WNBA who can't play in the NBA. If you have the ability, I have no problem you going and doing it.
She would probably be a lot of ratings going up too.
Heck.
Like, dang, she can pick.
Heck, I think back in the day, there was a woman who actually got drafted in the NBA
Good for her.
back in the 1970s. So it's like it's definitely possible.
Oh, yeah, we definitely not in the 70s.
Oh no,
70s is a wild.
oh no, for sure, we're definitely not. I think I was much rather be in the 70s.
Really?
But then
iPhones are pretty cool.
Wow.
that's very. I mean, he does have a point. I can't really argue with that.
Was Cahoots around in the 70s?
Oh,
No, it was probably named something else.
It was probably named something else.
What was the name
Cahoot.
before Cahoots? It was.
I'd have to ask my mom.
Yeah. 'Cause my
'Cause
mom.
yeah,
Yeah, I had a friend in high school. Her parents met at Cahoots.
I would have to
Way
ask my
back.
mom. I'll probably ask her after this.
Ooh, wait a minute.
crazy.
On that note, how did y'all two meet?
Cahooters.
Wow, so they're worthy rare exception.
Yeah, very rare. Usually you don't find love at a bar. I guess.
No.
Well, so I met her at Rev. But like the first real like conversation interaction was at Cahoots.
Who approached who?
She approached me.
Whoa. Whoa.
She was the first one to talk
Those
to
are the
me
best.
at Rev.
Those are the best ones. Like,
so
ooh.
I saw him at
Yeah, she knew what
Red
she
over
wanted.
the summer. How much can I won't say a lot.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, speak on it.
Speak whatever you want.
Kids gonna see
So
this.
I was going to
kids.
Rev like in the summer when I first started going, and I walked in. It was like the same people there like every time, but I hadn't seen him there yet. And I walked
When we
in.
first started going to Rev.
Yeah, I walked in with my roommate, and I was like, I swear I said this. I said, "Who is that?" And she said, "I don't know." I said, "I need to find out if he's here with someone, because if he's not, he needs to be here with me." Like I was like joking, kind of, but I said that.
No, you weren't.
Well, he was there with someone, and I found that out. So I was like, okay, cool. Like I didn't see him. And
Heart broke.
Yeah,
Heart
I mean it
died.
was fine. I was like,
She
wasn't a
cried
big
in the
deal.
car.
I
She
did.
cried in the car.
I
She
cried in the
left,
car.
Actually, I was already crying by the time I walked out the door.
What the dang?
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
I'm just kidding. And then
Was
like
he
I
not?
didn't see him for 2 months, and then
2
I was just
months.
like, yeah, it was
Couple
2 months.
weeks.
It was 2 months.
To her, it felt like
Yeah,
months.
because like
For
when
her,
you're
it
counting,
felt like 7 years.
some days I was even counting the seconds. It felt like 2 months, but so I'm like,
Look at him. He getting revved up right now. He like, shit. I mean,
yeah. Then I saw him like 2 months later, and then I said, "What's up?" We were starting to kind of like get to know everybody, so like it's like we kind of like meet.
Hey,
some
but I was the
shop,
first
but-
one first one at Cahoots to like actually be the one, like out of the boys to talk to her. And I remember,
Out of everybody, any guy that came with me, I was like,
yeah. So I remember that night. I was like, the night I met her, or in the next following days, I asked her. I was like, "So do you know Preston Kemp?" And she goes, "No, who's that?" And I said, "Do you know Jordan?" And she goes, "Nope, who's that?"
it's like, we in there.
He had to
We
do-
got it. We got it.
He had to do a background check on
We
her.
do. You do. She's
You
from
do have to-
football.
yeah.
What was I supposed to do?
It's not. I mean, it's not. It's not on the girls. It's just like what we do. You don't go into a job like you were talking about it yesterday about going into a job applicate, like getting a job, and then not running a background check on you because you don't know who that person really is.
Yeah, but
So you got to do your homework.
yeah,
"You found nothing." He said, "Oh, I found something." Like, no, you didn't, because there's
Found a
nothing
clean
to
record.
find. Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
what'd you find?
This girl's an angel.
he was either A, he was thinking yes, or B was like thinking like, well, this is different. What am I supposed to do about this? Question for you though. Question for you. All right,
Yeah.
this is a really good question. Do you think because the fact that you approached him, it made your like chances of like attaining him higher? Do you think it made your chances higher because the fact that you approached him?
Like Like, because I approached him, you think that was, like, attractive to him is what you're asking?
Yes.
He's going somewhere with this, so just, follow along.
I don't know. I don't really remember, like, approaching. I don't want to say that. It sounds bad. Like, approaching someone, then, like, not, like, talking to me. But, like, but, like, I don't know. I guess I didn't intentionally do it. Like, I'm going to come up to him so he'll find me attractive. I was just, like, it literally just started the conversation. Like, I just wanted to say what's up. Like, I'd seen him before. I think I'd talked to him that night at Rev. But it wasn't, like, intentional. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, she had said what's up that night at Rev. And then whatever time passes and we end up at Cahoots and she was sitting on the stage. And would you consider it mutual? Like, starting?
No, I fully said, I was like, I'd wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, when we had that conversation at Cahoots and I pulled you outside of the smoke deck, like, would you consider that a mutual interaction of us starting to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't want to pursue a chick that wasn't interested in me at first, but, like, I'm always okay with making that move as long as there is, like, that mutual attraction. Like, chasing a girl is fun when she wants you as well. When she don't want you, that's when...
Yeah, when she wants you, but she's a little reserved about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta put a
she was
little
that way.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why I asked you that question is I wanted to make a point that we as guys, we like to get approached as well. Like whenever a lady approaches a guy, he tends to like get more comfortable. Like things start to become like easier for him because I'm not gonna lie. In the age of 2023, we as guys, we have to be real careful about approaching a girl.
And it's also like we don't have. If a woman approaches us, that opportunity for her to say no is no longer there. So we don't have to worry about it. It's not we're thinking
it's
about
like
it.
that first little bit of reassurance that she's interested.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not like I'm
not,
going to
like,
walk up
playing.
and talk to you and the first words out of your mouth are, I'm sorry, I got a boyfriend.
Or, help! Somebody help!
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
I can't say that I experienced that much, but
yeah. And yeah.
it's a tough world out here.
This is bullshit.
And what was I gonna say? What the fuck? But one thing but one point that I was trying to get across was that ladies, their chances of getting the guy that they want, it goes up a whole lot higher whenever they approach them because we as guys, we don't really I don't think we really shame a girl for approaching us. Whereas most of the time, I'm not saying you personally, but most of the time we get shamed for trying to approach a girl, man. Like either A, we'll get shamed right there, or we'll get shamed in the group chat.
Yeah.
Usually whenever a guy gets approached by a girl that he doesn't like, we rarely tell anyone about it.
Well, I don't think that's just like the simple fact that you're approaching a girl. Like I had a guy come up to me at Rev like last week, and he said, "You were there."
It's like, what? Really?
He came up to me and he was like, "Hey, do you have a boyfriend?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Is it him right there?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like Grayson wasn't sitting next to me, but he was like close. And he's like, "Okay, have a great
I was
night."
directly behind her staring at the back of this man's head.
Yeah. He's like, "Okay, have a great night." And I was like, "You too." And like that was a fine interaction. But like when a
That's
guy's
cool.
over there and he's
That's
like,
cool. It's
that's
respectful.
when it's
That's
like
cool.
if a girl's like, it's probably because the guy isn't taking a hint or like, you know, like it's not just the interaction, it's about how they go about the interactions.
Yeah, that's where we screw up at. A lot of guys don't know how to take hits. We are very persistent in the wrong things. I'm like,
In the wrong way.
yeah. I always tell guys,
Annoying persistence will never work.
one thing I've learned growing up is that you gotta go where you want it.
For sure.
Well, yeah, go where you want it and somewhat need it because that's what we as men, we like to feel like we're needed. Whereas a lady, I guess she feel like she's wanted. Like we want to feel like we're respected, and a lady, she wants to feel like she's loved. And respect is the biggest component for a man in his life because we operate off respect. I mean, we desire it more than oxygen.
You
When
ever
you
feel
say respect, what do you mean? Like respect in how we interact with others, or like just like what do you mean by that?
I mean like respect, like
in a relationship?
Yeah.
Or
just
you
being
like towards your
respectful of
man.
the relationship.
yeah.
Well, I
or
mean,
just
like, are you talking about like in a relationship or just in like life in general?
Well, dudes want respect.
in life in general?
Between men, dudes want respect because I know that he's not going to make a move on her.
Yeah.
Like that's a respect, and it's a respect thing that like if we were to split, I know he's not going to be hitting her line 2:30 in the morning after Cahoots one night saying, "What are you doing? You up?"
WYD.
Because it's a respect thing, and he respects me enough that while
Okay,
you know,
so it's like being respectful of each other instead of being like, you respect me. Like, it's
Yeah,
like being
and it's not.
respectful.
That's what
Now,
yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, that's with dudes. But like, when it comes like a man wanting respect from a woman, it's just like you treat me in a certain way where I understand that I'm a priority and that I have your loyalty.
Perfect.
Because you can't, if there's a break of trust there, or you don't have that loyalty, because they're all the same: trust, respect, and loyalty.
Yes.
Like, if you have that break of trust or that break of loyalty to me, like, it's hard for me as a man to want to continue to provide for you, especially in the long run. When you talk about marriage and you dating for marriage,
Yep.
like, I want to provide for you and I want to protect you. But if you can't show me that you're loyal to me and you don't respect my opinion and my decision, especially in a household,
He's gonna go somewhere else because you don't feel respected.
like, I'm not gonna hang it. I'm not gonna be in a place where I'm head of the household and I'm not respected in that household.
Yeah, because I said
And it's
this.
a two-way street.
I may have said this last episode, or 2 episodes ago. We as men, we go where we're most respected, and if we don't feel respected by our lady, then we're gonna go somewhere else and find that respect. We may not like break up with them or cheat on them. Like, we might just go hang out at the bar with our boys because, because that's where we feel most respected.
We might need
we might stay at work longer because that's where we feel respected at.
You might stay at work, at the bar, the Call of Duty lobby.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where you feel
Lego Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. Because
shit,
that's where you
man.
feel the respect at.
I can't play Fortnite no more. I was playing with Preston and Jordan.
I hate the way
No,
Preston
usually-
plays Fortnite.
I was playing with Trey too.
hate
Man.
it.
They scream.
She's better at Fortnite than Preston is.
But I can't, especially build,
I believe that.
Like when you get on that
You
build,
should.
when
I
you
believe
start
that.
building and shit, bro, like we're gonna lose. Because like when they start building, I was like, bro, put on zero build right now.
Preston likes to play zero build, but that's because
I do.
his brain doesn't have the capacity to play build.
I don't either. Like when they start creating
Love you,
towers and
Preston.
shit, I was like, bro, like don't know.
That is
Little Trey's really good at it. Little Trey's
Sure,
like,
he is. He starts raging and shit.
yeah. Video games bring out.
He
a
made me
different part
cry.
of me.
He made me cry, bro. It was so funny. Like he started playing like Chill Factor and the mic and stuff. And like we're trying to shoot people. And it's kind of. I felt like I was in a game of Subway Surfers or something. That's exactly what it felt like.
Bro,
that song reminds me
It
of.
do.
Like,
It
you know what I'm
do.
saying?
It do
So,
make you think of Subway
I'm running and shooting.
That's hilarious.
I'm thinking
It
of
do
Chill
make you think
Factor.
of Subway service.
I'm thinking of Chill Factor. I said, nah.
See stuff like
I just
that.
started bawling, dog. I was like, this
If
is
I hear
low-key
music
funny.
like that while I'm playing the game, I'm playing down my controller. I'm just going to laugh my tail off. Like I would happily take the L.
I don't even drink, and I'm gonna be thinking, bro, I should probably stop drinking. Yeah,
You don't even drink too.
I don't even drink. That's the funny thing.
Who puts on the bigger front at the beginning of a relationship, men or women?
I think it's guys.
I think it's us.
I think it's us.
I think
ain't gonna
women
cap.
tend to hide crazy.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so
But I think crazy comes in over time.
yeah,
Can.
it can. Yes, it can.
I don't know. I guess on my side, I'm guilty of this as well. I would play nice, sell her a fancy, and then back in my villain arc days, whenever I get what I want, I be I'm out.
That is
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
Derek Barker, you are brutal, man.
You know what I'm saying? I was brutal.
Yeah.
You ain't never done that, Justin?
What? I never had to sell nothing.
Oh no! I'll put it in work.
I never had to sell anything. I've been.
I
I'm
can
pretty
tell. I
honest
can
guy.
tell for him, he ain't really had that many encounters. But whenever
No.
it did happen, it just come up. It just come to him.
Yeah, it honestly was.
Whereas for me, I put
didn't
in,
work for it.
No, I put in some work. A little.
I did put in work for it.
couple overtime days.
It would have came up to me if I had put in the work to build myself up.
Yeah, well, you ain't working no full time shifts out here. You're more like seasonal whenever you're putting in work. It just comes to you. For me, I got to put in some overtime.
And some
I can't argue with that.
I got to work double shifts.
Yeah, some people.
got to work harder for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
What do
think
you
we.
think? You think men or women hide?
Yeah, I want to hear this from a women's point.
Yeah, I want to hear this from you.
Do you mean front just like true intentions, true personality, like true, like your past?
Okay,
The whole
I
shebang
think we
bang.
should divide it
Whole
up.
shebang
Okay.
bang. Yeah.
I think we should do short term like who puts on a front, men or women, and then like in a relationship.
Short term, definitely men.
Yeah.
So I think the front that
definitely
women put
men.
on,
Definitely men.
like what you were talking about, like hiding the crazy. I think that crazy and controlling comes from insecurity. So I would like to, I can kind of like, I don't know, like I observe people a lot. I'm definitely an observer, and
She's
I feel
definitely
like
observant.
I can like pull things out like of situations that like not that they couldn't, but that other people wouldn't notice unless they were paying attention. So like if I were to like see a girl or something like that, and she's like putting on this front, but she's actually like really insecure, I can normally pull that out of the situation even when she puts her front on. So I feel like when girls do that, it's like because that insecurity, and I also think it's like at least for me. If I were to put on a front and, like, be like, oh, I don't really care about this, I don't really care about that, like, in that moment, that's the honest truth because, like, you don't mean anything to me at that point. But once I start to, like, care about you more and, like, want to see a relationship with you, okay, like, it's going to bug me a little bit more that you know, are acting this way or talking to these people.
Them feelings
like
get involved.
Yeah,
That's when
and
you
I would
get
say, so I don't know if
messy.
it's, like,
That's what I'm saying.
if
Like,
it's, like, a fake front that's put on, it's just, like, the way those feelings, like, change after. That doesn't make me crazy. That's
No,
to me,
and I
that's
don't-
just a conversation
I think
needs
that-
to be had.
the term crazy is used very
Loosely.
yeah, but I don't know what word would you use there instead of
Controlling?
like not because like I'm not gonna call you crazy, you know,
Appreciate it.
Wild?
because I don't think you are.
Wild? I mean, that's a good
No,
one.
you know, it's funny you say that. I think that all girls are crazy. It just takes the right guy to bring it out of them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like also dudes like a little, like yeah, show me like you're crazy about me.
Either A, they actually like it, or B, that's all they can extract.
Yeah,
Because one of the most important things in my life as a man is my peace. I don't want,
peace
It-
interrupted.
I don't want my peace interrupted. Like, I mean, the world's already screwed up enough. Why would I want that in my home? Because I told my girlfriend this. I don't want our home to feel like the world, because the world's already a messed up place. So why would I want to bring that inside my home? Like, my home and my place, she's supposed to be my escape. If she's more like the world, then it's like, what am I doing with myself?
After a hard day of work, you'd be like, man, I can't wait to go home.
Yeah, and then bam, I can get hit with.
You know,
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?
I sit on my chair. I literally, as soon as I sit on my chair, she'd be like, Justin.
Let's go back to work then.
Yep. I'll be like, yes.
I think it's so important for your relationship to be a place of rest. Like someone asked me the other day, one of my mentors, she asked me, she's like kind of catching up. She's like, what's your favorite thing about Grayson right now? And I told her, I said, Grayson is a place of rest for me. And like, I am so busy and I stress out a lot. And I was like, he makes me rest. Like he makes me, hey, we're going to sit at the house and do nothing this week. And I'm like, but Grayson, I got finals. Grayson, I got to work. And he's like, no, like you're going to rest. And like, I don't know I need it until he like forces me to do it and like is that place of rest. And like, I really need to take a break this week. So
How are finals, by the way? You done?
I am done. I finished. So only
We love to see it.
5.5 more years of school. So wait,
Crazy.
5.5? Did I say that? No, 4.5.
What do you do, or what are you trying to do?
So I am a nutrition and dietetics major. So I will get my undergrad in that. Then I will go to grad school. I'll be a pediatric dietitian. That's what I'll athletic or pediatric. I haven't decided. So.
That's
a whole lot
of letters. You know what I'm saying?
So pediatrics is like a dietitian for kids. So I'll work with like
That sounds like about like a good 80K.
Yeah,
80 to
not
100K.
necessarily, but I'll just get to work with sick kids and their families and like work through their dietitial needs and supplements and help them be as healthy. And then eventually I plan on getting my doctorate's degree in curriculum and instruction, possibly be like a professor for that, but that's like a long time down the road.
Okay.
Right now it's
Sweet.
just getting my
Keep it up.
degrees and
Me personally, it's either this or a trade. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, both good careers.
Hey, both good careers, man.
Both good careers.
Shout out to the HVAC boys. You know what I'm saying? I used to do construction.
Is that what you do now? HVAC?
No, I just moved. Shit. I'll be moving trash while line dancing.
I saw that.
That made me laugh my that made me laugh my tail.
I didn't expect that.
I was like,
Just sell me
I-
a fake ID.
I was like, dude. I was like, dude. And you wonder why I call you the things that I call you that
was
I
waiting for
can't
him.
say on camera right now.
I was waiting
But
for
you
him
wonder
to
why I
comment.
call you why I call you, man. Like literally, like the joke just wrote itself.
I know.
I was like,
Come
bro,
on,
you're
type
just
on your
giving me
phone and
moments.
show me.
I was
Type
like,
it on your
bro,
phone and show me.
huh?
I'm
I want to
just
know what
glad-
you call
just
him.
say it.
Yeah, just say it.
Off camera. I'm saying you ain't getting me in trouble.
What's it like?
Just type it on your phone and flip it around.
Okay. You know what though?
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect it to like
Flip it and point it right there.
Yeah. I didn't expect the video to do that well. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess it's relatable. Like, hey, like when you start line dancing, usually you can't stop. You can't stop in other places and all that.
You can't, bro. No. I'll be in a lift doing tree work, like 50, 60 foot up, trying to do kiss.
It's like
in the air, just.
Why do we do this to ourselves? I don't know how we. I don't know why we do this to ourselves. It is addicting. I ain't gonna lie, because
I called it a curse from like the jump. You start to go to cahoots.
It's a blessing and a curse.
It is.
It's a very blessing and a curse.
No blessing to it.
You know, I have another question for y'all, and I could actually tell a little bit more about you guys.
Wait. What was the name?
Huh?
What was the name?
We'll tell you in a little bit. But my question for y'all is, I may have to pull it up again because I don't have the question memorized.
I feel like it's something racist.
No,
like the name.
Oh no,
not racist.
What's the family?
Not racist.
Okay. What's the family hierarchy supposed to look like in your opinion?
Like the way a home is supposed to be set up.
Yes.
Who's on top?
It says constantly in scripture that the man is supposed to be the head of the home and the wife is supposed to be submissive to the man.
The fact that you brought up scripture first is a good sign.
So
good job, Grayson. Good job.
This girl was raised right.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
I do believe that. I think the man should lead the home in a lot of different ways, and I don't think that just means the man should lead the woman and like she does what she wants, but the man should like lead the home and provide for his family, but she should also lead them to Christ and like to the church and that kind of stuff too. But it also, as much as it talks about that, it talks about like a man's role in the sense of he's supposed to like respect the woman and like love her and like that too. So I definitely think that the wife is supposed to be submissive to the husband. Like that hurts me to say, like I say that because that's what I know is right, but like that's not my instinct. I'm very independent. But yeah, like deep down, that's what I think it should be.
But like
the I word, that's such a strong word.
She used that word.
How about what does independent mean to you?
I bought my dream car by myself at like 16. I live by myself, pay all my expenses. I pay for my school. Like I've always had a problem asking for help for stuff, so I'd rather like.
She's an independent,
I think we're the same
functioning
way.
adult.
I think you are.
It sounds like you're in.
Yeah, we're the same way.
It sounds like you're in. Adult.
Yeah, she's an independent, functioning adult.
I've always been that way. Even like when I was like younger, like I will figure out things by myself for 30 minutes instead of asking help. And it takes a minute. Like I'm just an independent thinker.
But I think the difference between you and most girls is that you don't let your independence like affect like your like demeanor. I guess you could say. Yeah. Like you still have a pretty feminine nature. It seems like
I'm not like I'm independent. I don't need a man.
Some girls make that their.
I'd laugh. Yeah, I'd laugh whenever I hear a girl say that. I'm like.
And if you notice, it's because it's a trend.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
a very long
I'm
trend.
Independent. That's what I'm gonna say too.
I mean,
it's a very long trend, but you know what trends do? They die out.
I mean, most modern day girls, they're natural born followers.
When do you think that trend started? 7-8 years ago, I would imagine.
Independence, probably started whenever Beyonce started hitting.
When did No Scrubs come out? I feel like that would be a good.
You know what's funny about that song?
What's funny about that song?
While they were making that song, they were filing for bankruptcy at the same time.
They were filing for bankruptcy at the same time. That's wild. I didn't know that.
But I think this independent crap started whenever Beyonce she started hitting her prime.
When were we allowed to vote? That's probably when it was.
Yeah, I think it's when Beyonce started hitting her stride because I think when Beyonce started hitting her prime, I think she figured out like the recipe for like her legacy, and that's catering to the
but she was
the biggest consumer.
She was very much still with Jay-Z.
Yeah, I know, but
it's a funny thing you say that.
I know because she's preaching that independence. Yeah, exactly.
But she's out here, with somebody. And if you know,
who's a top 1%,
you know something about Beyonce, female rappers, how they be talking, and all that stuff. I mean, you hear her at the club. Cardi B and all that craziness. They'll say, I don't cook, I don't clean.
Let me tell you, I got this ring.
While at the same time, cooking, having Offset was filming her cooking, cleaning.
Yeah, they and like
It's almost as
I
if,
love watching Cardi and Offset's.
It's almost as if
funny.
it's almost as if, guys, and hear me out. It's all agenda. It's all cap. And
Sure.
I'm not saying that women can pull it off. There's a handful of women that have actually pulled this stuff off. That have actually made a lot of money, flowed that kind of way, and still ended up having a family, and it all worked out. You know, but girls like, let's take Kim Kardashian for example. That's on the top when it comes to this stuff. She's divorced. She don't have nobody. I mean, you take
What made her famous?
we won't
go there.
We won't go there. But
We won't go there.
She's independent, but at what cost? Like, what made her famous?
her soul, her soul's
Right.
the cost. And you got to think about it too.
Right.
Justin was talking about this too, about OnlyFans chicks. I mean, you don't even gotta go all the way up there. Let's just take it to OnlyFans girls that make money selling themselves to weird, creepy men, the same men that they probably would not.
And then
be
get mad when they're sexualized in the club.
Yeah, they're mad, but they're objectified, but they objectify themselves first.
Yeah, and I think that. Yeah, and Dakota and Liv talked about this, so there's not, I'm not gonna say much to say, but like that's a big thing. It's like how are and especially if you're gonna talk about like, oh, he doesn't respect me, oh, he doesn't do this, or people who have been in relationships where they weren't respected and they want respect out of those relationships. Like you're also gonna talk about starting an OnlyFans. Like
It's like
it's so ass backwards that it just doesn't.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
and then we get shamed as insecure whenever we don't approve of it. No, it's only insecure if I tolerate it because I'll be afraid that you leave me. But I'm very secure with myself knowing that. I think
a good point. That's a good
I
point
think
right there.
I think every relationship. I think of it like buying stock. Okay, she's either going to be a great asset or a great liability.
objectify women.
No. I'm talking about a relationship in general.
Well, are we all objects at the end of the day?
I mean, yeah. I mean, women. I mean, they pick out their stocks. Why do you think most men are lonely as hell? Because they might not be a good investment.
That's fair.
Yeah, I call it a return on investment. Okay, if I know that exactly. From a man's perspective, I know that if I'm with a girl who has OnlyFans, it's not really going to be a good investment on my part. Because if I'm over here protecting and providing for a woman who puts her body out there for a certain price, and I had to put in all this work for it, I'm going to be looking crazy. All right, man, I'll be looking crazy. My boys going to be laughing at me in my face because they're going to hold me accountable and stuff. I mean, it's just going to be a hard life for me because I can't go through that.
Yeah, and it's not to say that she can get better down the road or the asset can appreciate over time.
Yeah,
like for example, let's say I'm a fit guy and I get with a big chick. Don't mean that long term she got to be a big chick.
Just because, exactly.
You want to be with a big woman?
Yeah, just because you take a big woman long term, don't be long term. She got to be a big woman.
You trying to get me in trouble, man? You trying to get me in trouble?
Yeah. Yeah,
I guarantee you in that clip it's going to be pointed at me and not at him.
Yeah, but just
I saw something. Or you can go. My fault.
Yeah. I'll say but just because you take a big woman long term, don't be long term. She got to be a big woman
For sure.
And weight is definitely something. And they want to talk about. Yeah, and speaking of weight, I find it hilarious how how Analyses talk about how we've body shamed before, but these same women they discriminate guys like they disqualify guys because of their height.
That's exactly,
and that's literally body shaming as well. Because that's what we can control our height, but they can damn sure control their weight.
I have such a strong opinion on that. So, and maybe it's just because I'm literally a nutrition major, so I'm
big on it.
I've also been in the gym for consistently for 3 years.
Talk, yo.
Yeah, talk.
But if you're fat, that's fine. But I hate when people are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so fat, I hate it." Go to the gym, eat healthier. You can fix that, but they won't do it. So either don't talk about it or do something. And that's just my mindset on a lot of things. Like, I hate
Sounds like
when
they just
people
playing
are
the
like,
victim.
I'm so insecure.
They just complaining.
I wish I had this. I wish I was skinnier. Do something about it. Like, everything in your power to do something about it. If you don't have time to go to the gym, perfect. Fix up a dietary supplement. Like, fix your, like, I don't know. Like, there's just, that's one thing that's always bugged me.
Let me
like,
tell you something.
We all make time for what we want.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you really, I think you'll do something about it when you care about it enough.
Exactly.
Then just stop talking about it, because, like, you're not going to get pity from me because, like, I didn't like the way I look, so I spend 5 days a week, 10 hours a week in the gym. I eat, I track my protein, I track my calories, I track all of that so that I can, like, because that's something that I enjoy, but also
I don't
care
track
about,
that shit.
Yeah, and that's why it's respected.
I
Because
cut
you
down
put the work in
trees, and
for
turns
it.
out it's good workout. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's very respected, because you put in the work to be in a position where you wanted to be. And I think like that's one of the main ways how a woman can be higher value, I guess you could say, in the dating marketplace, is by keeping her body right. Because if a woman's body, if her body is right at 18 years old, pretty small, she could really get 99% of men to be attracted to her.
No.
Maybe long term.
But it's not even that. It just sets you up for success.
Yeah, it's sexy. Yeah,
And especially if I'm a dude looking for somebody to date, like, if you show me that you have been, like, religious in the gym, like, that shows that you can put in dedication even when you don't want to.
it shows that you're
Even when
disciplined.
Even when you don't want to go to the gym, and even when you don't want to do certain things, like, you're still going to get up and do them. And it's the same way in a relationship. Like, some days, like, you're going to wake up and you're not going to love that person with exuberant love and want to just do everything for them that day. But you still have to, like, make that decision.
I was kidding.
You still have to make that decision and make a conscious choice to want to put effort in and want to love on that person. And if I can see that in the gym, it's a really good sign of, like, one, you care about your body. You're going to take care of yourself and you have some sort of self-respect. But two, like, you're disciplined and you can go through something hard and continue to do it even when you don't want to.
Exactly.
And it's better for you.
That
You're
is-
better because of it.
Yeah.
That, my friends, is a Hall of Fame answer if I've ever heard one.
Now, back on the height real quick. This is a quick question to
ask me
get.
about height.
This is a question to what I was getting into.
she has a type. It is 6'4" and white. That's her type.
I'm about to say, did height play a role?
Yes, every dude that she's ever had a crush on or talked to has been my height, if not taller.
And you know what?
Well, guys,
None better looking though.
In question, do you think that we as men, we have a problem with it? With her having that preference?
I mean, I'm 6'4", so like I don't have a.
Like, it's an opinion that I have. Like,
Right.
you can be mad because my opinion isn't, like, what you look like, but you can't really be mad because I have an opinion.
Well, yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
like, at
Yeah,
the end of the day, it's just my
exactly.
opinion.
The only people who call people shallow is like the ones who didn't get chosen. So it's like,
But I'll say this. She isn't, like, discriminatory against short dudes.
yeah, I know. It's just that her preference is
Yeah.
taller guys,
Well-
and that's usually the case when it comes to most ladies. They like taller men.
Hey, I'm telling you, this girl has not looked at anything under 6'3".
That's not true.
Every dude that I have heard about has been my height. A little bit shorter or my height.
and that's okay.
Or a little bit taller.
What I was getting to was that, like, I like how girls call these guys, like, short kings, right? Have you heard that term?
Yeah.
Short king, but they don't treat him like a king.
But
they treat him like peasants.
But they're shaming them in that same breath when they call them short.
You're
But
saying
if
short
I
king,
call,
that's not a compliment. We're like,
but
oh,
exactly,
like,
they
it's
try to
you're- it's
kind of
definitely
like
mean.
they kind of like
Yeah.
belittle you, right? But if I was to, if someone was to call me a short king, but
She a big queen.
but I call her like a Dairy Queen or something like that, it'd be over with, right? All of a sudden, oh, I'm insane, right?
Yeah, and
So,
I believe that women, they don't really get punished for that, because I heard women use this joke. What do you call a man under 6 foot? A friend.
That's just crazy.
And no one got mad at them for it.
I mean,
But
can you imagine?
okay,
Can
so
you imagine?
okay, so
You
what
can't
do you
get mad
think?
for that.
Okay, so I got a question. What do you think causes that? Where there is no account, not no, but in this specific situation,
there's no accountability for women and what they're saying versus men and what they're saying. And don't just say like, oh, it's because it's the way the world
Because
works.
they hang around yes men and women. I mean, they don't really hold each other accountable.
What do you mean, yes men and women?
I mean, I don't think most people nowadays. I don't think they count. I don't think they hold their friends accountable for being stupid. That's why. That's why we have so many stupid people in this world, because no one calls people out for saying the stupid shit that they're saying. Yeah. That's why no one thinks that's stupid.
When was the last time you see a group of girls really like hold each other accountable instead of like when they're like doing something stupid?
There are groups of girls out there that hold each other accountable.
And the fact that you have to ask that question is very concerning.
Now, can you imagine? Wow.
Wait, what? I said I did try that. Did not work.
Oh, wow. See,
accountability is like kryptonite.
Girls are dodging accountability like Goku dodges punches.
I think it's also, girls are way more sensitive.
You ever watch-
So, like, I think, no, you're good. I just think that's why. I think like, girl says something about a guy, oh, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Guy says something about a girl, she goes home and, like, she cries about it and she tells her friends about it and then it becomes a big deal. And I think that's why it's a big deal, is because, like, it's just not as big of a deal to guys because they're not as, like...
Well, also, dudes bully each other. Like, that's, like...
I think one thing that we as guys do is that we bully each other and we don't mean it, whereas ladies, they compliment each other and don't mean it.
Yeah. So, like...
That's crazy.
It's true. So
that's true. Man.
So
That's crazy.
dudes, like, you know, it's just you bully each other and you talk and you just that's just how
that's how it is. Yeah.
So when we get it from a woman, it's just like I promise you are never going to say anything that's going to cut deeper than some of my buddies and getting after me. So it's just like that. You know, that culture that dudes are a part of growing up, especially locker room and stuff like that. Like, everybody gets bullied in the locker room. That's just part of it, right?
You get bullied, you get,
beat.
You get beat, you get pegged, all that crazy stuff.
Wait,
what?
Wait.
Listen. I was in the linebacker group, okay? Ain't nothing more crazier than being in the linebacker group in high school, all right? These guys were some freaks.
He's not wrong.
I'm like...
Me being a linebacker for a year, he's not wrong.
Nah.
I went through it.
We like tackling guys.
Defensive lineman.
Hey, hold on now. Hey, hold on, man. Don't talk crap about defensive linemen now.
I was one.
I was one my senior year. I was one my senior year. That was one of the best moments of my life.
So much fun.
They were so much fun. But the linebackers, though, these people are crazy, okay? I remember one time in my junior year, all right, the person whose locker I was beside of, he was our star outside linebacker. This guy, I used to be scared whenever he pulled out his belt because he used to.
We used to do these things called belt fights. We had this guy named Aiden Quinn, and he's playing at SIU right now. He's a great football player. He'll end up in it. But him and this dude named Kyle would get into belt fights, and they'd get a belt and just beat each other in the middle of the locker room.
That's absolutely cool.
In my experience, when people take off their belt, they usually pull down their pants. But it's just me.
See,
our team was wild, man.
Here's the most messed up moment, bro.
We were on the same team.
No, but you remember that time whenever we threw chairs over the lockers?
Oh no, yeah, we threw chairs, trash bag. If someone was like taking a shit,
we turned off the lights. Here's what we do.
Bro.
So here's what we do.
Water.
Here's what we do. Like, we turn off the lights and they just threw chairs over the lockers.
God forbid you got your backpack in that stall because.
Oh no, it'd be over.
Bro,
your homework done.
It'd be frustrating as hell.
You got your laptop in there and shit.
Like, the guys who are hearing y'all say this on this podcast, it's gonna like bring them back to like moments just like that. And I'm sitting in here like, what did you just say?
Oh no,
like,
guys.
Y'all did what?
Oh, we've been through. Oh yeah,
Every other guy's like, oh my gosh, yeah, no, I had the same experience. And
they're like, hell yeah.
Sorry, you did what?
Trust me, because there's lots that go on inside of a football locker room.
Yeah, it's called locker room talk. You probably a cheerleader.
That'd be one good name for a podcast.
No, cheerleader, they don't know.
Taylor will want to do that.
I think so.
But it was just upward, and then I quit for soccer.
Oh shit!
Here's one funny question that I have for you guys. What's one thing that sucked as a kid, but is awesome as an adult?
My mom.
Nap time.
I like that. That was gonna be my answer.
I hated naps.
That was gonna be my answer.
And like in kindergarten, I remember being religiously against them.
That was gonna be my answer.
Do not put me to sleep. Now, I can't wait to go home and take a nap.
What's one thing that's awesome to me? Because he stole my answer. And I gotta think of something else. Guess I'm gonna say. I think money. I think that's one thing for me because I actually have some freedom to spend it on what I want. I don't have to really ask permission to spend it anymore.
It's kind of funny because I mean, growing up, we grew up around in Alexandria, around that little country setting, and it's kind of funny because like the best times that I've had were times where I didn't have any money.
Yeah, exactly.
But now it's kind of just like we kind of like have more options, so
Yes.
to speak,
Way more options.
which kind of makes it even better. So I think growing up with little to no money makes it a lot sweeter when makes getting money a lot better.
1,000% sure.
But if you were born to like riches and all that stuff, I mean, it'd probably be a whole nother story.
Yeah, you'll tend to feel what in the world? God,
Yeah.
dang.
Look at he like, yeah, fuck yeah.
No, he's not. He's crying on the inside. So that's basically that was a really good answer.
That's probably the best.
You know
one.
what? Here's another question. What is a unpopular opinion that if you say out loud, you'll get in trouble?
I know it's fun.
No, I didn't say nothing.
You have an answer?
Clip it.
You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Okay. My answer first. Unpopular opinion. I believe that men need to stop acting off their emotions.
Last night,
I don't know that you'll get
a girl
in
said
trouble for
last
saying
night that
You'd be surprised.
A girl told me
Yeah,
last
but
night that
That's
she
from men
loves-
acting with their emotions.
Yeah.
No,
That's the
look,
ones you stay away from.
you're gonna get a kick out of this. A girl said to me last night that she loves emotional men. I was like, girl,
I don't.
you're not looking for me because I, mean, I ain't gonna lie.
You know what emotional men do? They beat women. They shoot up schools. They yes, beat.
Okay.
They beat women. They shoot up schools. They
Yeah,
stop.
They rob women.
They
of
do,
their-
yeah, exactly. They
of
do
their-
all this violence and bullshit
They
that
have
you be
no
seeing in the
control of their
streets.
emotions.
Yeah, a man who cannot control his emotions, in my opinion, is more dangerous than a
Now,
loaded gun.
I think there's a difference between an emotional man and a man who can't control his emotions. I think
who's reactive off his.
I think
because like I've definitely had emotional moments with her or whatever, but like
I think what the girl, like the girl that was talking to me, was getting at was like, I knew what she meant. I was just like kind of like joking around and stuff like that. I said, "Oh, you want this then?" But I think what she was going with was that like no girl wants a guy that's not emotional in a relationship,
but
right? Because like, what if she's like emotional in a certain time? You don't want to go to your man and he be all logical with it.
I'm a very much like problem solve type of person, and like sometimes women just need you to listen, and like that has been a big struggle where it's like she'll come to me with something and like I want to problem solve, but really I just need to shut the hell up.
Yeah. One thing about communication I've learned that it's not always how you talk; it's how you listen. Sometimes,
Yeah, for sure.
And when
You just look at her.
and I think sometimes whenever a lady feels like she's being listened to, I think that's the world for them.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like I saw a thing where it was like just like spending time with your man. Like you don't have to talk to him. Like just like if you want to sit down and watch a football game with him and like not say anything, like that's great quality time with a dude.
Oh yeah,
Because us three could sit here and put on college football today and not say a single word, and I'll leave very
some food
content.
out.
And
oh yeah,
have
I'll
a
leave
great
great.
time.
I'll leave great. That's a
But-
W day in my book.
Right, for sure. But like in the same sense, like, just spending quality time with your man. But the listening thing, that's been a real struggle for me. And like just trying not to problem solve or give advice through things.
Yeah, because it's like
Because she's smart. Like she doesn't need my advice.
independent. Yeah, we got
She's
it.
smart.
Such a
Okay.
great.
She got it going on.
I just like if I come to you with something like I probably already problem solved because that's the way my brain works. So I don't think off of my emotions. I think off of like the facts. And sometimes I get in trouble for that because like other people like sometimes I have to remind myself like it doesn't matter the facts of the situation. You made them feel this way, and that's all that matters. But that's not how my brain works. But like if I come to him with something and I just want to like talk about it, like I've probably already solved it in my head and like figured it out. And then when he tries to give me advice, I'm like just shut up. Like I already know. Like I already figured it out. Like it's fine. I can do that myself.
Would you say like because when girls come to me for advice and I give them advice, it seems like they already know what they're going to do beforehand.
Well, I tell him, I say, like, I respect your opinion. If I need advice on something, like, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to listen to you. I tell him that all the time. I'm like, I don't need advice on this. Like, I've got it figured out. I just, like, sorry.
For dudes, like
if I'm gonna verbally bring something up with you, it's because I want advice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna talk to you guys about something and not want. Then I just won't talk about it. If I don't want your opinion on something, I'm not gonna talk about it with you.
I think we as dudes, we communicate pretty straightforward.
Right. So with women, they can want to talk about something because they're trying to think through that, brain process or whatever, and they just want somebody to talk to. They don't need advice, and that's been like trying to rewire my head to be able to, like, be that for her has been really difficult.
I think high school just needed to hear that advice. I'm not even going to lie to you. He would have saved a whole lot of time talking to certain people. I'm not even going to lie to you. Yeah, but what was the popular opinion that you came up with?
Okay.
Yeah. I forget about you.
Yeah, make us all three mad right here.
I probably will. Okay. Male Drake fans are the female version of Taylor Swift and Harry Styles fans.
She called Drake mid. She said Drake.
No. Look at him. He's mad.
Hey, look. You know what this woman said when Drake's last album came out? I started playing it in the car. She goes, Drake just repeats the same bars over
He
and
says
over.
the same words over and over. Like when he rhymes, it's just like the same word. It's not like a rhyming word.
I'm convinced that she's deaf.
I will switch.
That wasn't even the question, Gray.
I will switch
because she doesn't work.
You're thinking of Young Boy, not Drake.
Yeah.
It's Young Boy, not Drake.
NBA Young Boy. Because these guys tried to be NBA Young Boy so bad.
They were
rich as hell by NBA Young Boy.
It's just like the way, like how defensive he was. Like that's just like you guys getting upset and defensive is proved. Say something bad about Taylor Swift around a Taylor Swift fan. Oh my gosh, she's our hero. She's the best lyricist of our generation. Like I would die for that. That's
who? Travis Kelce's girlfriend.
That's her next album. What are you talking about, man?
Literally.
But like that's the same way people are with Drake. Like they're defensive. Like he could release like. He could have found something on SoundCloud as your reviews release it, but it's under his name. Oh my gosh, it's so good. That's all I'm saying. So I think I'm a big Tory Lanez fan, right? He dropped Alone in Prom in 2021. No, I swear. And he fully changed the style of his music. Shot her in the foot?
Yeah, you think he did?
Probably. Did OJ do
I like
it?
Tory Lanez.
Yeah, but he did. He fully changed the style of his music, and he did amazing. Like it was so cool. Drake dropped, I don't know the name of it, was the album before this last one, and the only good song on there was the one that like wasn't different from his original. That album flopped because he tried to change his style of music. He tried to do what Tory Lanez did, and it just didn't succeed. It wasn't good.
Yeah, but
I
I
think that just shows like how good Tory Lanez was to be able to do that. But also, I don't know. Drake has good songs. He has good hits. I like Drake, but I'm not like oh my gosh, he's the best person in the world.
I'm definitely not that way. But to say that
I couldn't look at another man and be like that crazy. I do listen to some of these guys.
That's Young Boy fans. It's not Drake fans.
I think
Boy fans are
I'm more of an old school Drake, like young
Drake.
Young Drake was on.
I don't know,
like post-aggressive Drake.
I bumped her loss all of last year.
I don't like the new Taylor Swift. I like her old stuff.
But see, to me, Taylor Swift sounds the same through and through.
She went from country to pop.
Yeah, but she's like a good consistent though. I mean, I don't really have any hate towards Taylor Swift. Honestly, I think she's good for the economy. Because let me tell you something. Wherever she goes,
good artist, good music.
People will spin.
I mean, been around long enough to put out.
Wherever I was driving,
music
the
that we all
day that
know.
she was, I was the dashboard the day that she was performing here at the Nissan Stadium and stuff. There were girls on the bridge, literally peeking through the little gap in the stadium where the jumbotron is sitting at. They just watched her.
They were literally like singing their hearts out.
Almost like it was like church or something. I was like, yo.
I like,
and there are people that are that way about Drake. I like Drake, and I think he is a good rapper. Does he write all of his own stuff? I haven't figured that out yet. Probably not. If I had to guess, he would probably have a ghostwriter.
Nicki Minaj probably writes more of her stuff than Drake does.
I like Nicki.
I think
I fuck with Nicki as a rapper. I fuck with Nicki.
I like Nicki and I like Megan. I like Megan the Stallion. I think she writes her own rap.
I think Nicki is way better than
Nicki
Megan,
clears.
obviously.
Nicki's got the track record. But I think Megan, lyricist wise, she is keeping up with Nicki.
No.
I think if she continues to have the career that she is on track for, she'll be all right. She'll be considered to be up there with Nicki.
No.
I think Nicki is far ahead because Nicki's got the track record. Unpopular opinion.
I got one more. I got one more thing to close. Oh yeah,
you're unpopular opinion.
Men don't act like men no more.
That is very, very correct, and I wanted to back up what you said.
Yeah.
Because men aren't acting like men anymore, women are acting like more so of men nowadays.
Yeah, and like
Cat Williams, man, that he said it best. You know what I'm saying? He was in his one comedy thing. He's like, men are acting like bitches so much that women just be thinking, shit, I might as well get with a bitch. And then they get, they become gay. So, when men are, when a girl actually encounters like a real man, she doesn't know how to act, so she goes to a weaker man for validation.
Yeah, I've always said this, that when a strong man puts pressure on a weak woman, she'll run to a weak man for validation.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's some real shit, man.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's it. I think that alone explains how crucial real authentic masculinity is in today's age. How it's rare. Like, I mean,
And it's gotten villainized,
yeah,
right? Like being a strong, forward-thinking, like conservative in nature man, like has gotten villainized because it's, I couldn't tell you why.
I mean,
But
little today though, that's what's built America.
That's what built this country.
Yeah, like strong.
It's on a
masculine
decline.
hands.
It's on a decline
Ooh,
right now.
I have a question because y'all talked about this on Live in Dakota's podcast.
What's good?
With the gender pay gap, and I've always had really strong opinions on this.
What do you
But
think?
I think that if a woman can do, it's the same thing with sports. If you can do it to the degree that a man can do it, have at it, and you should be paid the same. But the problem with the gender pay gap argument is that when they talk about it, they say women on average make 50% less than a man. But what they don't say is, well, 99% of brick and iron workers are men, and that's a higher paying job. I got a buddy who works in the TVA. He makes $38 an hour.
Jeez. Where he at?
Right. He makes $38 an hour, but it's a trade job, and it takes really hard. It's a physically demanding job that I don't think she would be willing to do. And that's not anything against her, but like he is just like he's built like me, just as strong as me.
Most guys wouldn't want to do it either.
Right. But because it's a really hard job, he gets paid $38 an hour. Tree work is difficult, but it pays good. And there's no there are some women who are doing tree work and who are loggers and doing all that stuff, and they're doing a great job at it. And I think they deserve to get paid every bit the same as a man.
1,000%. Yeah.
But if you're not, you can't expect special treatment or special pay because you're a woman.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it different. And I don't expect special treatment and special pay because I'm a man in an industry.
Yeah.
And I understand that if I'm going to go into an industry that is primarily dominated by women, that if I don't get paid the same because I don't do a good enough job or I can't keep up enough, like I'm not, they talked about this, but like I can't go into a classroom and teach the same way that she could.
Oh, no.
But I wouldn't expect to be paid the same as her, even though I don't teach at the same level.
And
Yeah.
it also takes away, in my opinion, I think that's true discrimination. You
For sure.
maybe, let's say, for example, I got into Harvard because I was black. That would take away every reason that like I would be thinking like, oh, I'm actually intelligent, when in reality they were just looking at me for my race. Isn't that true? Isn't that
Have
like?
you guys ever filled out like the scholarship things? Like, it'll be like,
Yes.
Do you have any, relatives who are Native American? Do you have any?
Yeah.
Are you this? Are you that? And there's like specific scholarships for that, but I don't see how that's any less like
Discriminatory
Yeah,
than saying you can't because you have something like that.
Well, it's benefit. It benefits them
It's beneficial, but it's still discriminatory.
but they aren't. But they aren't looking at that.
Yeah, and one thing about the pay gap is they did studies about it, and they found out that the jobs that were the top 10 highest paying jobs, they were dominated by men, whereas the top 10 lowest paying jobs, they were dominated by women. So that may take something as well.
Yeah, and you like women choosing to go into a lower paying job shouldn't be figured into the gender pay argument.
Exactly. They get paid less because of choice. And also
Nothing's stopping you from becoming a lawyer.
Exactly. Let's think about this.
Or a plumber.
Let's think about this as men from business perspectives. If we really could pay women 80 cents on the dollar, would we ever hire men?
No. But I'm going to hire the best who's capable of doing that job.
Exactly.
And if I'm in it, like I would like to own a tree company, and I understand that for the grunt work that needs to be done in tree work, I'm probably going to hire men. Like, that's a non-discussion.
Yeah, and there's most jobs where a woman would get a job before the man because of affirmative action.
Yeah.
So
I haven't talked to you about this.
Well, if you ever make that company, if this doesn't work out, I will be calling you, my guy. All right. So,
oh, for sure, I'm calling too. I'm a pretty hardworking guy.
It's fun.
I'm a pretty hardworking guy.
let's climb some trees.
You might see me 6 hours late, but that's okay. I'm kidding.
6 hours late is
I'm kidding.
astronomical.
That's a shift late.
I'm kidding.
What do you think about this?
Yeah.
The main thing I've seen it in is like sports. So I know here recently, like over the past few years, like the U.S. women's soccer team was like all of them were fighting for that, like equal pay.
Yeah,
And like I think it's a percentage thing. So like, what amount of revenue is the men's team bringing in? You know, that whole conference. I don't know, the whole entire program. What like amount of revenue is bringing in? Okay, what percent of that do they get? Great. What amount of revenue is the women's bringing in? Okay, give them that percent. I think that they would be getting less than they were. It doesn't make any sense for you to make the same amount of money as these men when their like program is bringing in so much more revenue, because it's at that point it's a higher percentage, and then the men could argue, oh, why are these women getting so much more?
Okay, I have a series of questions to ask you. Okay, so who's your favorite female music artist?
Female?
Yes, who's your favorite female or favorite female or favorite actress?
She doesn't. She's a Disney movie kid.
They still have voice actors.
I would say music
You couldn't name one.
artist. I'm trying to think. I don't listen. SZA?
Okay.
I would say maybe
Great
SZA.
answer. Okay,
Maybe,
so
I don't really. I listen. I don't know. What?
okay. Well, that's a great answer. Well, okay, so here's what I'm
The
going
girl
with
from
this.
Flatland Cavalry.
I don't know.
Well, he's
I
going
don't know who
somewhere.
that is.
Okay.
technically
He's
it's a
going
band.
somewhere with it.
Okay. So you said SZA, right? All right. So let's say she was performing here in Nashville, okay, and
She was. Tickets were very expensive.
and I was the opening act
Okay.
for her. Do you think I should get paid the same amount as her?
Well, no.
No.
Because you're the
How come?
opening act. Because it's like it's her. I don't know. Like you're not as big of a name. It's her. Everybody's there to see her.
Exactly. It's called star power. The supply and demand is higher for her than it is for me, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if that's the case, how is that different than the gender pay gap?
That's what I'm saying. It's not in the sense of like sports. Like I think it should be like equal percentages. Makes sense to me. Like if you're making less, all right, do better.
Like the
don't
NBA
lose to
has
the
an in-
boys teams. Like
Yeah, I think that's right on the money. And I think that I was watching a debate. I can't remember. I think it was Tucker Carlson maybe who was talking about this. But he was debating a feminist on the gender pay gap thing, and she specifically was referencing the soccer. And he was like, all right, well, what was their record this year? Did you keep up with it? And she had no answers for like what the women's teams in her state were.
If women,
Like she cared nothing about how they were playing their sports, but just that they wanted to get paid equal, because people don't care about women's sports as much. And I don't think it's, I'm not going to say it's right or whatever, but men perform at a higher degree in athleticism, and it makes for better sports watching.
And
and
besides,
I'll take it a step further too, because I played rugby in high school and college, right? And I believe that we train just as hard, if not harder, than most of these athletes out here. But we get paid less because no one cares.
oh yeah,
But-
I tried to pursue girls soccer scholarships like after high school. They're just like I had to pursue them, and I did, and like I
Yeah.
ended up getting some offers. But like
Same here.
they offered me. One of the schools offered me an opportunity to be a part of their team with no money, and I was like,
Preferred walk on.
another
And
one.
they're like, "Give me paid."
They offered me like one offered me like 25 a year, but the school was 40, and it's like
God,
they're just, women's scholarships just aren't out there.
Yeah,
It's
and
just- it's because they're
if-
not bringing in any revenue. They have
if
nothing
women
to give.
complain, if women went to the WNBA games as much as they complained about how much they weren't
How
getting
much
paid,
they'd make
it'd
up
be
for
a-
that gender pay gap, boy.
Why you think the NBA? Why you think the NBA is able to go do why you think they
Oh my God.
like these
I've touched it twice during the,
the
actual
NBA is
recording.
able to, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, but the NBA is able to do in season tournaments to where a winner of a team, each player gets $500,000. And why do you think that is? Because the NBA is like all over the place. It's one of the most popular sports out here.
Super Bowl ads, bro. That's so like they
'Cause
pay
everybody-
so much money to be
Everybody
on
watches
a
the
Super
Super
Bowl,
Bowl.
ad.
And
Nobody watched that women's when the USA team was in the national whatever or like the World Cup.
we didn't give a fuck.
yeah,
Nobody
it took-
cared.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch the World Cup.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
watched.
it took-
like compared to the
That's
Super
wrong.
Bowl, nobody cared.
Yeah, it took
Americans.
a woman by the name.
That's a very fair point.
Look, it took women by the name of Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston. Women like
Shout out to you for knowing their name.
Yeah, the Cavalier twins.
Because those blonde twins were hot. That's the only reason.
The Cavalier twins.
I love them too.
Yeah,
I love them
that's
too.
the only reason because they were beautiful.
Yeah. Paige Breakers. It's women like them
Shout out to
who
them twins.
it's women like them that made men want to pay attention more to women's sports, specifically women's basketball, because they are really good at their craft.
Yeah.
Especially Caitlin Clark. I mean, she's looking like the next big thing. In my opinion, I think someone like her, she could save the WNBA.
But I bet you in gymnastics at an Olympic level, women probably get paid more for doing the tumbling than.
They're better at it. I don't
Yeah,
think it's
exactly.
a gender thing. It's just, I think.
Keep in mind,
Well, it's more of a
it's
demand on it. It's more of a demand.
keep in mind it's the Olympics too.
It's more of a
Like everybody
demand as well.
Looking.
The demand is very important. Like I mean, we as human beings, we pursue that area more than a men's gymnastics area. Because me personally, I'm not going to watch freaking male gymnastics.
But
No,
that's what I'm saying. Like, but
watch-
you don't hear male gymnastics complain about not getting paid enough.
yeah, me and him, we used to watch gymnastics whenever we was younger. We used to watch the Gabby Douglases of the world. Yeah, and you're probably wondering how I know her. I mean, I pay attention to women. I pay attention to women's sports a little bit, but yeah, I pay attention to women like Gabby Douglas, Serena Williams.
All right. In closing.
In closing,
All right. What is one thing you wish women understood better about men? Go.
you gotta like sitting with him and not having to talk. Like, you know, with the like watching football, or like if the example that was used was this dude was a painter, and every day he would go outside and paint, and his wife would come out and talk to him while he's painting, and he would get annoyed that she was talking to him in that time. And then they went to counseling for it, and the counselor said, hey, go outside and just sit with him. You don't have to do anything. Just sit there and read a book while he paints. And so she did it, and like the reaction that she got from that man was completely different than anything she had seen. And he was really, like, he showed her love because of it and showed her more attention or whatever it was. But being able to just sit and not have to talk, and because that's what, you know, for men, that's what, like, if you're have the ability to sit and talk, or sit and not talk, and just we vibe together, like, I'm going to be more willing to talk to you when situations come up that I actually need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Right. And then as for you, what is one thing you wish men understood better about women? Go.
That when we're bringing something up and it seems like our emotions seem too big for the situation, it's probably because there's a bigger underlying thing that is like causing us to react like extremely about something small.
Okay. That's good.
Does that make sense to
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Like, okay, yeah.
All right,
That's
pretty
all good,
fair.
'cause, like, we've talked about that, and I'll be like, I mean, I'll come back later. I'll be like, so that was a lot of emotion for something small. Like, this is actually what's going on. People say anger is a secondhand emotion. So there are not very many situations where you are just simply angry about something. Now, I'll get angry at Grayson because I'm tired. I'll get angry at Grayson because I'm stressed. I'll get angry about a situation
Hungry.
because I don't understand it. Well, yeah, and
All right.
Well, prime example right here.
deeper than not like anger is a secondhand emotion. I heard that once and I'll never forget it. Anger comes after something else, and I think being able to look in yourself and like realize what that is helps with those situations. But
Okay, nice.
Pretty good.
Well,
pretty
I know
good
we're pretty close on time, so I'll keep this short. Guys, make sure you follow us on Instagram.
Yeah,
We're gonna
follow, like,
we're gonna-
subscribe.
We're gonna follow, like, subscribe. We're gonna put their stuff in the description.
Oh.
Give them shouts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Go follow
So-
go like her TikToks of us doing swing dancing.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. And
Makes you want to lay on the road.
hell yeah, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate y'all too.
It makes you want to lay on the road if you're single.
We appreciate y'all too coming on. You know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure having y'all on.
Hey,
here.
and if there are anybody interested in my boy Parker right here,
Yeah, man, get out here, man.
yeah, get out, hit him in the DMs.
Cavalier,
Sure,
Hit him in vanish mode in the DMs.
Sure,
Come on
asshole,
now.
man. Get out here.
Cavalier twins, please collab.
Oh, my God.
Anyways,
Hey, podcast would go crazy.
podcast will go
done for women's
crazy.
sports.
You know, Patreon coming soon.